after all this happened in the last several weeks, what's your biggest takeaway? That you belong? I mean, what's the biggest takeaway?
I think it's that I belong out there and that I compete with those guys. I think before you go do it, you might think that those guys are, crazy special, and obviously they're super talented, but there's there's no secret sauce, and it's just a lot of hard work that those guys put in, and I've been doing the same thing that they've been doing, so there's no reason I can't compete.
You mentioned that it's good to be back. Is it kind of nice to just get back to your normal routine this week?
Yeah, a little bit. It's been not quite my normal routine the last few days, but it's good to be back. I was at my Brugger's, and people were like, "Oh, the regular," and I'm like, "Yeah, I'll have that one again." So that's it's been good to kind of be back home.
Are you a habit guy? I mean, or if something's working, you go with it. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not like superstitious or
Waffle
anything like
House,
that. I just it's just when something's easy, like the Brugger's is on the way here, so I just go there every day and stuff like that. So
what were some of the events you've had the last couple weeks? I saw you did McAfee.
Yeah, I did McAfee. Did a bunch of local Pittsburgh radio, lots of podcasts. I've done like 3 or 4 podcasts, so it's been kind of a whirlwind the last 2 days, but really enjoyable.
What is
Before
it like?
Before you left, you said you wanted to meet Vijay Singh. Now, the first 2 days, he was in the group right in front of you, I think, and the last day behind you. Did you get to meet him? Yeah,
I did get to meet Vijay. It was really cool to talk to him for a little bit. He's obviously really busy throughout the week, but got the chance to just talk to him for a few seconds, and he is really great to me. It's funny to watch him on the range do his warm-up and whole routine is pretty interesting.
Well, yeah, double bogey on Saturday, the greatest double bogey of your life, considering what it led to.
Definitely.
Just when you found out it was going to be Tiger, I mean, how high were you at that point? I mean, what did that do?
I was like super excited at first. I found out we kind of did the math on it when we were on the putting green a few hours after we finished up, and I got really excited. But then we were all really worried because he just shot 82, and we're like, is he going to withdraw? They're all kind of like worried about that. And it wasn't until we saw him on Sunday morning they were like, oh my gosh, this is actually happening.
When did you realize that there was memes about you out there and you had this newfound fame?
So we finished at the Butler cabin ceremony, did the outdoor ceremony. We got back to my parents' house where they were staying, and my brother showed me a tweet, and I was like, what the heck is that from? And then I realized it's from the Butler cabin ceremony, and I was like, oh gosh, it was really funny. My whole family was needling me about that they still are, so it's been
what
pretty
was
funny.
Going on?
I was obviously I'm national TV. I'm really nervous, and my goals were to just not swear and to just not say anything at the wrong time or step on anyone's toes, speaking over Jim Nance, that'd be pretty rough. So I was looking at teleprompter for kind of the cues, and I didn't even think twice about it. It was pretty funny.
Yeah, why would the camera be on you when somebody else is talking?
Exactly.
Is that kind of the thinking?
Yeah, that was kind of all right, Jim's talking, so let's see, when am I supposed to go here?
yeah.
Neal, for you, you're now the low am at the Masters. You're the guy who played on Sunday with Tiger. How do you kind of catapult that? You said it was the best thing for your career. I think on McAfee you said that.
Yeah, for sure.
How do you catapult that and go from being the guy who played with Tiger to now becoming Neal Shipley pro golfer? How do you use it to help your career, but also not let it define you in the next couple months?
Yeah, I think it's just going to be about going out and doing what I've always done and playing good golf and having fun while doing it and showing my emotions. I think it's one thing to play a Tiger, and that obviously can get you some attention, but at the end of the day, people gotta like you for who you are. So I think it just goes to show that I'm just myself on the golf course, and that's why I think people gravitate towards me.
You said that you had a lot of looking forward to with the staying at the Crow's Nest and doing the par 3 contest and all of the traditions that come with Augusta. Is there something that kind of snuck up on you last week that you're thankful that you got to do that maybe not all of us know about?
I think just playing some practice rounds, and the par 3 contest honestly was one of the coolest things. I got to play with Larry Mize and Russell Henley, and that was such a treat. And doing that with my brother on the bag, that was really special for the both of us.
It's interesting, like you said about Vijay Singh. Number one, I want to know why Vijay Singh. Why is that an influence for you? But then number two, like we talked about on our podcast, you got to hang out with Jack Nicklaus, for a while. He gave you tips. You got to play with Tiger. Would that be on anybody's list of dream ways to get ready for a Masters?
Oh, definitely a dream way to get ready for a Masters. Talking to Mr. Nicklaus and all that, it's just unbelievable. He's a great guy, and
we're talking about the two goats.
Yeah, it is. And then playing at Tiger was awesome too. I mean, that's just icing on the cake there, really. And like going back to your question about VJ Singh, he's one of the guys that I kind of credit getting me into golf. He's on that tear in 04, and I was 3 years old at the time, and watching golf with my dad on TV, and my dad doesn't play, so we're never a golf family, and I just kind of like got really excited about golf just from watching VJ. So that's kind of why I really wanted to talk to him and thought it was really special to see him on property.
Neal, one of my favorite moments of watching you this last week was the fairway on one with Tiger, and you guys are just walking and talking. What was just that moment like?
Pretty unbelievable. It's pretty wild. We were talking about just about anything all day, and it was really cool to kind of get to know him on a more personal level, and kind of just talk about things that you don't really always hear about in the media. So he wasn't really as I expected. Obviously I think if we were closer to the lead, he might be a little bit more focused and not as chatty, but I think I really benefited from learning from him because we were both, like 18 shots off Scotty all week. So
Yeah.
I mean, he's still Tiger Woods, but did he become more of a human and not just the golfer to you?
Oh, for sure, definitely. He felt more like a friend and more like a casual round with him, and it was pretty cool day.
How
What
well
do you think was the
pretty
biggest?
was he pretty sarcastic? Because I gotta imagine where he's playing on a Sunday at Augusta, a few years from winning that event with his comeback, or.
Yeah, I mean, he had a lot of jokes to crack and things like that. He was really, really funny the entire time. I can't remember any particular sarcastic parts, but it was pretty special. I'll say that.
What do you think was one of the biggest takeaways you'll have from the conversation you've had, maybe on the course with your golf game?
Yeah, I think just watching him and talking about golf courses, learned a lot about how to manage myself around golf courses, and also watch him do it, especially when he wasn't necessarily on his best game. He still did a good job of managing himself around the course, and I think I took a lot away from that.
How do you kind of flip the switch now from, okay, I just had this great week at the Masters, to time to finish my college season?
It's definitely tough, especially with everything going on right now, but I got a lot of great teammates here keeping me grounded and keeping me really focused on the task at hand, which is, the Capo this weekend, and then, Nationals coming up here soon.
How do you and Max just kind of push each other, make each other better?
Yeah, I mean, he's such a great player, and when I came in, he definitely better than me. He wasn't even close, and I never like to lose to anyone, so it was definitely a lot of hard work to try to catch up to him. And we're at that point now where we beat up on each other a lot and really make each other better. Iron sharpens iron. So
there are expectations on you now that weren't there probably even after the amateur, last year. Do you feel those? Or do you embrace those?
No, I don't really feel those. I'm just going out there to try and hit every golf shot as good as possible and just commit to every shot. I feel like if you start thinking too big picture, you can get carried away. But just focusing, one thing at a time, one foot in front of the other. That's how you, really get places. So.
How much time did you get with Jack down there?
I got a good amount of time with Jack down in Florida before I left for the Masters. I was down with him maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours at his house. I mean, that was unbelievable.
What was? Did you go through like hole by hole with you? I assume.
We got hole by hole, shot by shot. It was pretty detailed and some really good information.
Were you sitting there going, "This is crazy"?
Yes. Yeah.
What
What were
is
you
your
most amazed? His memory?
His memory is great. I know a lot of people say he's slowing down, but he's still super, super sharp. It was really cool to hear him talk about the golf course. He's a golf course design nut. So that was really cool to hear him go through a lot of that and his opinions on holes and, how to kind of attack Augusta National. It's certainly certainly pretty cool to see how he did. He talked about, I think in his first Masters, he hit like 34 greens and missed the cut, and so that was kind of a big thing for him. Telling me is like, you gotta figure out the lag putting and hit it to the right spots on the greens. And so he's pretty detailed.
You got the whole tour though on this Masters because you got the wind.
Yeah. Oh my god.
The bad weather,
Yeah,
etc.
It was probably the most. Everyone had been telling me it's probably the most difficult Masters they've played in of memory. So it was definitely a unique challenge, but really enjoyable. I think it did a really good job of separating the field and letting the best players, rise to the top. I think we saw that on Sunday with that leaderboard.
Yeah.
What did you learn about the place, having actually competed in it? I know you played it, would have got to play it 5 times, but when it's actually there in front of you, what's your takeaway? I know you said the greens weren't as crazy as you thought in practice rounds. Did that change, or what stands out about the place?
It's just how much it matters where you miss, because if you miss in the wrong spot, you know, good luck getting it inside 15 feet. So it's really important to be missing at the right spots and managing your golf ball really, really well. I mean, I played with Patrick Cantley on Saturday, and he did such a good job. Every time he missed a green, it's just in the perfect spot, where it's really easy to get up and down, and he is selecting his shots in the greens really well, thinking about that.
Neal, what do you learn about course management from playing a place like that you can take, not to keep talking about Augusta, but that you can take to Scarlet, Gray, Scioto, and then on to Nationals, and then on to your pro career? Like, what do you learn about course management after playing like the ultimate course management course?
Yeah, I mean, it's not about playing perfect golf. It's just about managing yourself well around the golf course and planning for bad golf shots. Obviously you never think about where you want to miss it. You want to think about where you want to try and hit it. But it's more about like selecting clubs that aren't going to get you in the bad places. Clubs that are going to, if it, you mishit it or hit it one way, it's going to be, in a spot where you have a manageable up and down.
Is there any particular hole or particular shot from the Masters that just stands out in your mind?
Shot that I hit?
Yeah.
Probably my tee shot on 16 the second round. It's back right pin, probably hit it to 10 feet up top and got to stay on that top shelf, which is it was in like 40 miles of wind, so I was pretty stoked about that one. Probably looking back, probably should have tried to hit it up there because it's pretty tough shot, and he missed right, but kind of got away with one, but it was a great swing.
The golf gods are fickle,
Yeah,
right?
they are.
Max Homa shot on 12.
12 that just kind of like, was it 12 or 13 that just kind of stayed? You
Yeah,
walked
that
very
one-
slow.
that one
How
was-
slow were you walking up to that ball?
I gave it all 10 seconds. So that was it was a shame too, because it seemed like this blowing so much, and all of a sudden you get up there and just there's no wind. I'm like, oh, this is awesome.
Yeah, and Homa's shot on 12 because you had to sit there and watch. You had to wait till the Butler cabin, right?
I was in. They put me down in a cabin with my friends and family, and we got to watch that. And yeah, it just goes to show how difficult that hole is and how you can get so unlucky. A lot of times that ball comes down out of the ivy, and he's making bogey at worst. But it's it's just a really tough game.
No, do you know where you're going to try to play the qualifier for the Open? I mean,
I'm through to the.
Oh, you're done. Oh, yeah. That's what I was going to add. I mean, what a relief! What kind of relief is that? I mean,
it feels great, to have that under my belt already. It's the first USGA championship I'm actually already qualified for, exempted for. So it's nice to be able to just go and finish out my college golf. I know I have that down the pipe.
and is that based on the AM finish last year?
Yeah, the amateur finish. Yeah.
Okay.
How excited are you to play Big Tens at Scioto?
So excited! I love the golf course. We haven't been able to play all year, so I'm really excited to get out there. The redesign's really good, and definitely one of the best courses in the area. So it's a special place. Home of Jack Nicklaus too. So I think there's a lot of good connectivity there between our program and that golf course. So.
Yeah, and have his thing on your chest now. I mean, his symbol. I mean, what does that mean to you, man?
Having a Nicklaus brand behind me means the world to me. They've been a great partner. And they've been really good in outfitting me with some great stuff. So just really happy to, really thankful to the whole team over there for helping me out, and I'm excited to wear their stuff at the Open now too.
How important is it for you to take the preparation that you had for Augusta, talking to Jack, talking to Larry Mize, all the practice rounds that you played? What did you learn about preparation that you have to take to Pinehurst with you?
Yeah, I mean, you got to be completely ready to play a place like Augusta or Pinehurst. There's a lot to learn, and if you get there on Monday and are trying to learn quickly, it's like drinking water out of a fire hose. So, we're already, now that we're past Augusta, we're already thinking about Pinehurst, thinking about how we're going to be able to get down there for a practice trip and try to figure out that golf course and learn as much as possible in a short amount of time.
How do you stay in the moment though, and compete for a Big Ten championship and go to, wherever else you guys have to go at Ohio State? Like, what's the balance like, and how difficult is it to not look ahead to Pinehurst now that you've got a little bit of newfound fame?
Yeah, I mean, while we have Big Tens and regionals coming up, I think once we kind of get tuned in for those tournaments here, like today is our practice round for Kepler. I'm only focused on the Kepler for the next 4 days. There's plenty of time in between tournaments for me to be thinking about other things and think about how to prepare. But so we've got a lot of time to prepare for the Open. So just little things at a time, and just taking it day by day.
You've come from a family that you've already said is not a golf family. Did they? Might be a dumb question. Did they understand the full weight of like what was happening on Sunday?
I don't even think I understood the full weight of what was going on Sunday. I think they certainly had an idea, but it didn't really hit me until I kind of got back home on Tuesday or Monday night and Tuesday, and I started doing all this media, national media, and had so many people from Pittsburgh reach out, and I think the impact that I had on the Pittsburgh community was pretty cool. They're all really stoked back home about what I did, so that's been awesome to see.
Neal, what was the welcome home like to Columbus from students and teammates and coaches?
Yeah, I got champagne shower from my teammates, so that was I got videos on somewhere on the internet. I don't know which one of my teammates let that one out, but so that was a lot of fun. And then just being around town's been awesome. Obviously a lot of congratulations, especially here at the golf course. Everyone's kind of been following me along for a while, and I'm really appreciative of the support that I have from the people in the building behind us.
So there was no note passed. What was there anything passed between you and Tiger?
There's no note. I wish there was. If Tiger had given me his phone number, I'd be more than happy to tell the world that. I think that'd be the biggest flex ever. So.
Yeah.
Was it a tee?
Nothing. There's nothing. Honestly, the situation, in the press conference room, obviously I think Golf Digest was like, oh, what an awkward thing. And it's kind of taken out of context. We were on like our 12th or 15th question. The interview was just about to come at a close. It was the last thing that came, and I was just so confused by the question because it didn't happen. I know, obviously, I looked over the green jacket next to me, and that's where all the controversy is coming from. But it's nothing happened, and
Did you see the Shooter McGavin tweet?
Yeah, that one's great. That was awesome.
Yeah.
There's a lot of really good ones out there.
Is there a favorite meme that you have of yourself now?
Oh gosh. I think Paige Sporanic posted one of
there you go.
with looking at a peach ice cream sandwich side-eyed, which I think was awesome. It's a really good one.
There were a few involving her that.
Yeah, some pretty funny ones.
Yeah.
So.
Hey, do you ever wonder why they don't? I tweeted this: if a guy gets the green jacket, why doesn't the low-am at least get a green quarter zip or something? But
the silver cup is plenty nice for me. It's pretty a little bigger than I thought too. So.